Tragedy leads to trauma, which can ruin a person's life and completely end a player's career. Let's talk about Isiah Pacheco. Isiah Pacheco was born on March 2nd, 1999 in Vineland, New Jersey. Now, as a kid, he was really fast, and his parents signed him up for football when he was only 8 years old. Isiah had a couple of siblings, but his older brother Trayvon was by far his biggest supporter. He would pull up to all his football games. He was always there in the crowd cheering him on and supporting him and giving him advice. So he was essentially his #1 fan, and soon we're gonna find out why that detail is important to this story. So like I said, Isiah started playing football when he was just 8 years old, and then when he got to high school, not only was he playing running back, as you guys would expect, but he'd also played quarterback. Now, whether or not he was a good quarterback, that's a separate point. Let's look at his stats. So during his time in high school, he would split his time between quarterback and running back pretty much half and half. In his freshman year on the ground, he had a total of 800 rushing yards with 12 rushing touchdowns. And as a quarterback, he had under 450 passing yards with 7 passing touchdowns, while throwing at a 27.4 completion rate. So to answer the question, no, he wasn't a really good quarterback at all. Now in his sophomore year from 2015 to 2016, his numbers did drop significantly. He had under 300 rushing yards with 4 rushing touchdowns all season, and only had 170 passing yards with 1 passing touchdown. So you guys remember earlier in the video when I said that his brother Trayvon was one of his biggest supporters, his biggest fan, and Isiah would always go out to him when he had questions or when he needed advice or whatever the case was. Well, that role model that Isiah had unfortunately passed away in January of that year when he was stabbed to death. So Isiah was only 16 at the time, so he was obviously still very young, so obviously like it hit him very hard. And like I said, they were very close, so this did affect him a lot. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a sibling, but you can honestly just picture how traumatizing it must be, especially when you're so young. And what's worse is that it wouldn't end here. In September 2017, one of Isiah's family members came to knock at their door and gave them the news that Isiah's older sister Celeste had also been murdered. Unfortunately, Celeste had been a victim of domestic violence and had left behind 3 young children. Now, as you can imagine, this was a big shock for the family, and even more so for young Isiah, because he had lost 2 of his siblings a year apart from each other. Now, this is enough to break down a grown man. So how did this 17-year-old kid handle it? Did he take some time off? Did he go to therapy? Did he start doing drugs? Did he become a criminal? How did he handle it? Well, the answer is, he just kept playing football.